Aries, hello, hello, my loves. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Aries, the first thing when I was shuffling that happened was the cards fell through the crack, and I was like, it fell through the crack, and then it was like it fell through the crack. Something fell through the crack. A detail got missed along the way, and I feel like it was an important detail, but I almost feel like this detail was eluding you. Um, because the riddle is the idea of like not really knowing, right? Like I don't know how to get out of this situation. I don't know how to get myself out of this mess. And I feel like whatever it was that it was eluding you comes to light. And when it does, I feel like it really triggers you because I don't get the feeling that it's anything difficult. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like it's something that like I let it slip through the cracks. And this triggered energy, I feel like it's very just self-directed. I don't feel like you're being triggered by anyone else. I feel like you're triggered by yourself right now. And as a result, I think well, I don't know because this feels like a whole like a spectrum. Like I feel like you started in this mood, you got to here and then you're getting to there. You're getting to a place of balance and peace. You haven't been in a place of balance and peace and it's been really really just like eluding you. um how would that play out? I mean, what, it's like you go to do something and it's like you can't get what you want but you get like something else, and you just don't know why. Like, why can't I get what it is that I'm trying to get? Like I can get all these other things, like fucking taking candy from babies, but I can't get this like this one thing that I really really want. And there's like just this like it slipped through the cracks and there's nothing I can do about it because I missed a detail along the way. But I feel like Aries are also like very much like this. And so it's easy to lose details along the way, when you're in that energy because you're focused on where you're going, not making sure that you've got everything to go to get there. Um, but let's do clarifiers because I feel like the progression is that idea of like stilling your, like bringing yourself into like a stillness, a meditation almost, like you're just like your mind is racing and I just feel anxious and irritated. And it's like, okay, you're anxious and you're irritated. Okay, you let something slip through the cracks. Okay, like you're trying to turn this all around, right? And I just feel like in order to do that, like you just need to be still. You need to be quiet. You need to practice your breathing. I don't know. So I've been working out with a trainer, and it's been such a like a different experience than just going to the gym. You know what I mean? When I just go to the gym, like I have like the basic things that I do and it's like whatever, you know. But now I feel like I'm actually like doing something for like me specifically. And one of the things that like I've had to practice, and I'm still practicing because I'm still not there, is breathing through the exercises. Right, and slowing myself down because I just want to go and I want to like do the things, and I'm in go 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 go, like do everything that you can as much as you can while you can, like because you don't ever know how long it's gonna last, like get while the getting's good kind of energy. And I feel like, okay, you've gotten while the getting's good. You've done the things that needed to be done. Now you need to learn to breathe through them so you don't rip through them. So that you can find your balance, so that you can get to where it is that you're trying to be. And, I feel like there are some people who are like, well, I don't even know where I'm supposed to be. That's okay. It's okay if you don't know where you're supposed to be. If you're exploring what makes your soul happy and what doesn't. Exploration isn't always indicative of great times and, what I mean, like in good oldies. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, figuring it out usually isn't fun because you haven't figured out what makes you happy yet. You haven't figured out what, like, where you feel like, okay, like this feels like a good fit. This feels like a good vibration. This feels like people who are, like right for me for these reasons, and places that are good for me for these reasons, and opportunities that are good for me for these reasons. And I think, like, you've acquired something that is, like, now requiring you to calm the anxiety, calm the noise. However you need to do that. You have to figure out a way to get yourself to slow down. Internally, not externally, internally. Like, if you're just sitting, waiting, like, instead of trying to, well, I don't know, because I know, my Aries rising is, very much like a workout hard kind of person, and it's like, just like breathe, like practice your breathing through, like imagine your breath like going into your muscles, because the oxygen goes into your blood, and it, like it just, like, imagine it expanding, like think about and focus on your breathing. And don't try and meditate when you're just sitting there and your mind's racing. Start incorporating it with your workout. Try that, for other of my Aries, I don't know, maybe, like, try and take a bath. I just love a good bath. I'm so excited to take a bath again, you guys. You have no idea. Tomorrow. Sorry, sidetracked. I'm so excited. Yeah, I just feel like you got to slow down. You got to slow down to still the waters, to find the balance, to get to where it is that you're going to be connected to. And if you don't know where that is, you need to still the waters so that it can find you, because it'll find you. Mm-hmm. But it can't find you in the chaos. Like the still waters. Like, stop muddying the waters. The Chariot is the only card that came out. I mean, this is like major movements. I feel like until you calm it down in here, you're not going to you're not going to know what you need to do, where you're supposed to be, da 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 da. Like, I just feel a sincere sense of irritation, and I get it. I do. I do. I know you're like, I don't want to hear any, well, you're watching a tarot channel, love, so you're going to hear a little bit of it. But I feel like there's movement. There's movement, you're like, but first you have to still the waters. I don't know. Let's try a different deck. Okay. Aries. almost over. It's almost over. um, Come on, Aries. Stop being so stubborn. Okay. Listen, you got the Temperance, the Page of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. You gotta still the internal chaos. You have to focus on what's in front of you. And what's in front of you right now, I just feel like is like you need to still the chaos inside. You need to find your balance. Align your chakras. Like you need to breathe. Practice your breathing. Incorporate it. Find a slow rhythm. And get the circadia of your circadia. But get it back, get it aligned again, and you'll find your way out. And when you go, I feel like you're going to be like, woo! Because it'll be like you're realigned. I think that was like a Cappy read or something, but like alignment. And when we've stilled the chaos inside, then we have the capacity to focus our attention outside. And when you can see outside of yourself, because you calmed the waters, I just feel like everything falls into place. In the same way that it fell through the crack, it falls into place. It feels like whatever it is, when you finally still your energy, everything falls into place. Well, because it feels like you didn't have any more control over that than you did like something falling through the crack. You know what I mean? Like, because it feels like when you still the inside, then you invite the outside. And no, that doesn't have to be scary. Like spirituality, angels, demons, ghosts, however you want to discuss them in whatever religious capacity or philosophical capacity, it doesn't negate its existence. And it doesn't, and just because you don't understand it, it doesn't make it scary. And it's going to be scary as long as you're in this, like state of chaos. But when you still, then you can, I almost feel like practice like external discernment in the way that you practice like social discernment, right? Like I can choose who I want to be friends with and who I don't want to be friends with, in the same way that I can choose what energies I invite in and what energies I don't. But you can't do that consciously if your energy is just, you know what I mean? And that's not easy, and it takes a lot of practice. But you got to start somewhere, you know. Okay. Aries. The Moon, the Fool, and the Knight of Swords. Well, yes, just like your intuition, you can't intuitively move in any direction if your intuition is fucking, like, what are the ones? Cyclones? you know? Um, and when you still it and you can listen to yourself, you'll know which direction to go. And everything will fall into place. You'll be fine. Just breathe, love. Just breathe. you know? You'll be okay. Whoa. That's a lot of cards. The Flame and the One. I mean, this has very much been about you. But the one would be the idea of, like the one person, the flame, draw like a moth to a flame. Um, if it's not a person, it could be like that next move, that next opportunity, that like you weren't going to get that opportunity until you stilled your waters, until you tempered your fire. There was too much smoke. There was too much, it was just like you weren't going to get there. You had to like pull it together internally, um, before you're going to really be able to connect with someone who you really want to be with. I mean, it makes sense because you can only love another person as much as you love yourself. Um, and if you're not feeling very loving about yourself right now, it's going to be hard for you to be loving to another human being. Um, and so, yeah, you need to deal with your shit. And I don't mean that in like a condescending way. I mean, like, we've all got shit we're dealing with. You know what I mean? Like, in whatever scenario or circumstance or whatever, like, and it's always, well, I'm dealing with my shit right now. you know it's not a shameful thing to, like, you should take pride in it, honestly, because at least you're dealing with it, which is more than a lot of people can say. And yeah, I mean, be proud of yourself. Who cares where you're at in the process of dealing? It's a process from start to finish. It's going to be a process. There's always going to be people who are further along than you. There are always going to be people who aren't as far along as you. Comparison is the worst thing that you can do to yourself when you are trying to still your inner quiet. Comparison destroys joy in the simplest of terms. Try to avoid that. I feel like you're tripping on it. Um, Anything worth having, you have to work for, you know? And we live in a world of instant gratification. This is immediately available to me, so that's what I want. No, it's not what you want. Just because it's immediately available to you does not mean that that's what you want. And you keep getting in this cycle because you're like, well, this is what's available to me. This is what's available to me. And it's like, well, take some time, still yourself, quiet yourself, and that way when the chaos, like if the chaos appears, you'll be able to recognize where it's coming from. Is it coming from, the fact that I'm surrounding myself with these people? Is it coming from my job? Is it coming from this? Is it coming from that? You don't know because you've been too chaos inside. Um, so I feel like your homework is to just like find that quiet some way or another. I love you guys. You want an assignment, a homework assignment. I get it. I don't know. I like things like that. Well, because I mean, I have I have the Channy app, and then I have like my app for my training. So like I know exactly what stretches I'm doing and exactly what, like, and I love it. I love outlined, like planned out things. Aries, you're going to get there. You will. You will. I know you will. You just have to work. You just have to put forth the effort. And you have to not have an attitude of like, if I can't have instant gratification, then it's not really, then it's not for me. Anything that you're really going to want is going to require work. And, you know, it is what it is. And it's work to internally quiet the storms. Well, I love you guys so much. Thank you for sharing your energy with me and being here with me today and, allowing for that space of vulnerability. I do appreciate you guys so much. Um, if this does resonate with you, please do give me a like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I will see y'all again soon. Bye.